scrape off that burnt part and get to the good part of the toast. Got a little problem with this class. I'm gonna go into We at War. It's going in and out. Let me turn this one off here. I'm gonna turn it on. I think the TV hooked up to it too. We're gonna go into this We at War, Revelations chapter 12. I heard this breakdown before by a Christian pastor, that Oriental guy. And man, that dude went into some stars and some constellations and all this stuff that was very difficult. He could but we know this Bible and everything ended in these secrets and mysteries only given to the children of Israel. It's telling me my connection is slow, but it's not slow. Ain't never been slow. But okay, let's again. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon on her feet, and upon her head I have likened this to Native Americans. And we're just going to break this down because, man, they have no clue, but it's clearly to, like I said, Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened represents a woman. Children of Israel represent a woman to the Most High God. That's why he's the bridegroom and we're going to be the groom. And at the same time, let's go back and read that over. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and her head a crown of 12 stars. And we know what the 12 stars are. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, 19. Let's just get some precepts on these things. It says, at least thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and shouldest be driven to worship them, to serve which the Lord thy God had all nations under the whole heaven. And that's why they trying to fight us, because this is the power we're gonna shop. When that happens, we'll be getting this power, and they're gonna all have to look up unto us. And let's go to this sun that it's talking about. And let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:11. If I'm showing a problem, I'm not seeing your if you're posting, I don't see your post. So if you're asking questions, I can't see them to give the answer. And I can't do that and be doing my class or just going through the scriptures right quick. Benaniyah, Captain Benaniyah does Q&As on Sunday. So questions and he'll answer right for you at that time. That's what I'm about today. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:11. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that's understanding. And that is given to the children of Israel. He showed this word to Israel. Nobody else has this information but us. And you got to be in the spirit, keeping the law, statutes, commandments. That's being in the spirit to receive this information that the Most High God from you. If you still stuck in them churches, you're not going to see this, because first of all, they don't teach you to keep the law, statutes. I can tell you, your pastor not keeping the law, statutes, commandment. That's why he can't break none of this down. When he do break it down, it's very terrible. It's the same thing that the God doing so-called Edomites taught us. Well, not so-called. They are Edomites, so-called white man, I guess. And it says, verse 12, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. The sun, what does sun give to the earth? It gives life. We can't live without life. Plants can't live without life. The animals can't live without life. So that knowledge that it gives us, that's like the sun. It's the same thing as the sun. It gives us life. And that's what this is saying. And let's go to Revelation 21 and 9. I told you I'm gonna move fast. I'm 21 and 9, full of the 7 last plagues, and talk with me, saying, "Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife." Yahushua is the Lamb, we are the bride. Yahushua is the Lamb, we are the bride. We must prepare ourselves as the bride. That means getting prepared, getting ready for a wedding. When you get prepared for a wedding, guess what? You ask the women. I'm not alone, but I done do women get prepared for a wedding, boy. They be with it. They go buy all kind of stuff they don't need, stuff they need. They getting prepared. You know, the man be like, oh, he's still contemplating on that day. Should I take her as a bride or should I not? But that woman, boy, I'm getting ready. Man can be sorry and all outdoors, but that wedding, she getting prepared for that thing. Let's go back to Revelations 12. Let's start at 2. He said this class is skipping. And you can't hear me. Man, I'm using this computer. Let's see. I don't want to leave y'all. Let me see if I can get this thing ready first. It says it's skipping. Can't hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Or should I speak up? Is that what it is? Yakov, can you text me back? Can you hear me? Yeah, I got one. Somebody text me and say they can hear me. So 2 of them I know good. Hey man, go get some Q-tips. The ones that can't hear, go get some Q-tips. You might need to clean your ears out. Because some people hear me, I guess some of them don't. I know you older people, you might not be. Can somebody's wrong? Let me go ahead and start over at chapter 1. We only got to chapter 2. So, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven. Man, what's wrong with this thing? Just use my telephone. I was trying to go to videos out, but it's froze. It says it's froze. Yeah, it's kind of going slow on my side too a little bit, but it's not freezing though. Is it still frozen? No. Let me know. Can y'all still hear me? How about that? My mic is on. It showed me that. Has it frozen? Is it frozen? Okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch this. Y'all give me a second. I'm probably gonna have to switch this. Okay, it says it's still going, but it's delayed. I'm just gonna have to go with what this is next week, man. If I have to, I'll just go back to using my telephone And right now, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the class. So you ain't got to, it's not like you got to keep up with my movement. If you can keep up my words, that'd be great. If the movement is slow, I'll fix that the next time. Right now, just a message through the word instead of, don't worry about me. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to take off running. I'm not finna dance. I'm not finna do no backward flips or none of that. I'm just going to be sitting here reading this word and going through this lesson. Let's get back to the word. And let's go. Revelation chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her, and upon her head Israel. The sun is knowledge, and the sun is knowledge, and the moon is understanding. That's what is given to Israel with the 12 crowd, meaning the 12 tribes of Israel. Birth and pain to be delivered. She's in pain because we're going through a lot of pains as the nation of Israel. We're going through a lot of struggles. We're going through some hurt. We're going through oppression. We're going through slavery. We're going through beatings. We're going to in prison. We're going unjust laws coming against us. We got everything coming against us. And so we in travail. We ready to get his birth. This birth here is not that birth that, hey, it's all smooth and hunky-dory like them TV shows. This that birth, you know, that enslaved birth. You know, you ain't got all your good equipment around and nothing like that. You don't get no epidural. You know what I'm saying? You just straight natural doing it. It's pain here. And then let's go to Isaiah 26:17. The book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 17. Like as a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain and cried out in her pains, so have we been in thy sight, O Lord. That's what he's saying, and that's what Isaiah is saying. We've been in our sight as the woman in travail. The same thing is saying in Revelations. We in travail. We're going through a lot of things, man. Even the good, but without a man, that's not good, and that's not a life. That ain't no good. That ain't no good at all, because it's and then you're gonna leave children that you don't go back and tend to the children, and you're gonna raise a lot of serial killers is what you're gonna raise. So we in travail, we having those things going on. Let's go to 66:6 in Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 6. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice from the Lord that rendereth recompense to his enemies. A voice from the Lord that rendereth recompense to his enemies. That's what we're looking for. We're crying out. We want to, hey, repay him. Please avenge us. Take that, take us back and avenge what they're putting us through. And they putting us through, man. And they're going to continue to put through a lot. We got to understand they at war. If we got to understand and realize we're at war, your enemy is fighting you. But if you're not fighting back, you're just sitting there getting beat up. I just used to hate those fights when the dude just he don't even fight back. If you can't even fight, you want to fight back. You just don't want to be because you might not make it out of this fight if you don't stand up and fight back. And that's what we got to do. But we don't fight back physically. We fight balls. We fight back with doing his word, doing the works that he told us to do. That's what scared him. Us raising the fist at them, that ain't scaring them. They're not scared of us. When they saying, I fear for my life, they fear for their life, but they don't fear for life in the physical. They fear because the spirit is on them. And when you got that spirit on you, you can be 12 years old. You look like a giant to the cops. Like that little boy, 12 years old, he looked like a giant to them, man. He thought they looked like a grown man. But it ain't him. It's because they children of Israel. Their spirit is big. Let's go to Micah chapter 4, verse 9. Micah chapter 4, verse 9. Now, why dost thou cry out loud? Why y'all in travail? Why you crying out loud? Is there no king in thee? You got a king in you. It's time to stand up. We at war, man. Kings, stand up. Get out the streets, man. Quit being all alone. All right, it ain't a good thing to be out here trying to do this thing by yourself. Don't be in this troop by yourself. Be a king. A king, if you're a king, you need to stand up as a king. A king have a following behind them. A king got people that come up under them. If you're claiming to be a king, you should be drawing in people, bringing them in. Not sitting over there on the computer by yourself at home talking I'm keeping the commandments, because that's a commandment you're breaking if you're not gathering with your people. He said, is there no king in thee? Is thy counselor perished? For the pains have taken thee as a woman in travail. So those pains are taking us. They come up on us. But at the same time, we just need to stand up and be the kings we are. And verse 10, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. You got to labor. Put in work. Put in work. I know there's one thing, when a woman when she's pregnant, when she gets up and she exercises, it makes easy for the birth. That's what my wife did. When she had her child, she used to walk, stand in shape, which made it easy, and the birth was a lot easier than sitting around not doing nothing. Just I'm pregnant, give me some pickles and some ice cream, stuff like that, and don't do nothing about it. No, you need to put in some work to get through this pain. It says, like a woman in travail, for now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go into Babylon, which we hear in Babylon. This is prophesying about it. There shalt thou be delivered. This is where he said he's going to deliver us. In America, Babylon the Great, right here. Right here in the language of Gabar. We in Babylon the Great. There shall thou be delivered. Right here, we're going to be delivered. We went through all those seven captivities and seven minor captivities to wind up right here in Babylon the Great, where he's going to deliver us. We here. We are that generation. We are those people that are going to be coming out when he's coming back. It'll be in these times when we're in America. And the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. We shall be redeemed. They will no longer be oppressing us. They will no longer be over us. It's time that we come up out of there. But the fact of the matter, we got to put in work, stand up and fight and be the kings that we are. But you can't get nothing if you ain't doing nothing. Like they say, no pain, no gain. A woman is not going to get that, I'm on a boy and I want him to be strong. You ain't going to get that good baby if you don't put forth no pain. The child is not going to come forth if it ain't no pain behind it. Because if you got pain, if you ain't got no pain behind it, you just might have a miscarriage. Ain't nothing living in you no more. But when you got pain, that pain, that makes you appreciate that child when it comes forth. You want, leave my child alone. All the stuff I went through to get this. And that's how we got to be as a nation of Israel. We bring forth, we got pains, but what are we going to be delivering? Let's see. Let the scripture speak, because we're going to be delivering this baby. Who is this baby? Who is this baby? Who is this child? And I'm going to go back to Revelation chapter 12. I'm going to go just start back over and reiterate on 2. And she being with child, cried, travailing and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon. Now, this is the most controversial thing that they ever start trying to do. Oh, boy, when they got this and they knew who they were, they knew who this people was. Oh, the lies began. The lies began. And that red dragon, why you think they drew that little picture of that little cartoon character? And everybody mind thinking about the devil like that. No, he red. He's definitely red. But he's no cartoon character. He's no animal. He's a beast. But he's no beast in the field. He's a beast. And he runs this earth. He runs America. He runs everything else that's going on around here. Better yet, it said that red dragon. Let's go get that in Genesis 25 and 25. Bible, like I said, if you got eyes, open them. If you got ears, let them hear. Because this is what this talking about. I don't care how they come, they're going to come with everything, because we got a lot of people got Stockholm syndrome. At one point, you could have told me this before I got in the truth, and I would have believed it too. No, he can't be the devil. No, not them. No. Let's read that. Genesis 25 and 25. And it came, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. And they called him Esau. And Esau had the blessings of what? A hunter, a keen hunter. Same thing Nimrod was. Same spirit that Nimrod had, same spirit that Abel had. Now guess who that spirit is on? The nation of them. Because Nimrod was a keen hunter. The same thing as him, a keen hunter. Those homework, go look those up. I'm not going to go through that all in everything. We're not going to do a 3-hour class. Some things y'all got to put in some work too. So y'all got to go look those up. They in there. Believe me, they're there. They're keen hunters, and they live by the sword. Meaning that whatever they need, they take with the sword. Food, they take with the sword. Money, they take with the sword. That's what it's talking about when we get back over here to Revelation chapter 12. This red dragon. This red dragon is just it's a nation of men, a nation of people. He said, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads. Man, I'm sorry, man, on this video. I'm just gonna have to use my phone next time. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all give me 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, well, my phone holder's out in the car, so I won't be able to do that. Man, hopefully it'll get better. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep going, and hopefully the video will get better. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let me close. It says it's trying to connect. Let's try this. I don't get it because the internet is right there. Okay. Try this. Hopefully that's facing right at the internet. And I don't understand why everything gets run at a fast speed. Okay. Where were we? And let's go to Revelations, back at Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, 7 crowns upon his head. That's 7 heads, meaning the 7 empires that ruled the earth that we were under captivity under. And then the 10 crowns is the 10 common markets, which is run by this country. Run with this country and the other Edomite kingdoms as of this day. And 7 crowns upon his head, meaning those seven nations that what? How many captivities have we been in? Major captivities have we been in? This is the 7th one. And it's tell Drew to, let me make sure. And let's go to Job 30 and 29 too. Because he giving account, Job's giving account of this dragon too. Because who was, like we just read in 25 and 25, Genesis, that was the brother of Jacob. Job is an Israelite. That'll be Job chapter 30, verse 29. And Job's letting you know, this Bible gives clues through the whole thing. I am a brother to dragons and a companion to owls, like we got on the dollar bill, that little owl. He's a brother to dragons. First of all, we just seen Esau is red. He's a brother to dragons, that red dragon. See, it's simple to us. And I know it's confusing to a lot of y'all who don't keep the commandments or don't keep up with anybody classes and don't get out and go studying at home, not getting an understanding of the scriptures. Yeah, it's probably very difficult to you. And you probably don't know, I don't want to hear that. But it is what it is. Line upon line, precept on precept, here a little and there a little. That's how it is. It's telling you that red dragon, Esau red, and the brother to the dragon is what? Esau. I mean, Job is the brother to the dragon, and that dragon is Esau, that red dragon. And that's what that's going into. And let's go to Revelation 13 and 1. I'm using my phone too, so I can go, so I wouldn't have to run back and forth. I mean, just flipping through the Bible sometimes, it take up a lot of time. Especially when you like my Bible, my scriptures move around, they run around all over the place. Revelation 13 and 1. He said, "Now I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his head, upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy." Blasphemy, wicked lies, man. And that's all this country about. Man, this country can't never tell the truth. Lying about it. Look at the presidency right now. Well, he got top secret service. That's wrong. Till they find all of them just in this house. Oh, it's only a few. Then they found some more, and they found some more. You got just as many as him or more than him. That, man, this everybody lie. They lie on us 24/7. That's just no matter what. We can bring truth, the proof, and all that. It don't matter. They'll bring it out 25 years later after they lock you up for 25 years. Oh, then they come back and say, "Oh, he innocent. Our bad. But let's change the law. It's supposed to be $25 million per year that we lock them up. We're going to change that." They just did it, and they put you in jail on purpose. It's no secret. I know we got a lot of coons around there that say, hey, you can't do that. You can't. That's all right. You just shouldn't have been where you was at, and all this other things, man. It's a setup. It's a game. It's called systematic racism, man. They need the private prison systems need to fill them up. They're not gonna fill them up with their people. They're gonna fill them up with who? What? The slaves, us, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They fill it up with them. Then let them go in there and kill themselves. They don't have the rules. Let the prisoners run it. A lot of people with no understanding. And it says, verse 2, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were like as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority." This red dragon gave these people power. "And I saw one of his heads, and they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. His deadly wound was healed. I saw one of his heads, and it was healed." What head was that? The Roman Empire. Remember, the Roman Empire went down in 193 AD. It fell in 193 AD, and it rose up again after the what is that? The Dark Era, the Dark Era, which is the time when the Moors and Israelites were ruling Europe. The Dark Ages is what they called it. And at this time, that's when they were wounded. And here it is. Remember, they said here he's got a bruise on his head, but he's healed from that bruise because he's up and he's back running things again. There was some dark times with they had a lot of people buried, hanging on crosses. You go to some cities, man, and you got miles, man. Everybody that was captured in war, women, children, was hanging on crosses all the way down. That was a worst form of punishment. And they were cruel people. They just come right in your land, take your land, and if you don't do what they say, they just kill everybody. And that's what they did. They were running everything. They thought they was the baddest. Who could throw them down? That's what they thought. And then they failed. But then here they rose back up again. The Most High allowed this happen. And it says, read that again, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And that's what we do now. We wonder after the white man, so-called white man. Every chance we get, what is he going to do? We don't do nothing. We all do everything dedicated to what he's got. Whatever he's saying, we wait on him. We wait on him to make a law. We wait on him to say that's okay. We wait on him to say that's wrong. And then we follow along. Whatever they ask, that's what we do. Verse 4, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. When we on them streets, man, they don't care about other nations. They don't ask about the Chinese. They don't ask about the Japanese. They don't ask about the Africans. They don't ask about nobody else. The only people that our people be worried about in all the other nations, not just our people, the other nations. What about the white man, so-called white man? What about the Edomites? And that's what they always concerned about. They concerned about this dragon, this red dragon, because he done got them comfortable thinking that everything that's invented, everything that's been made, he made it. But they don't realize everything that's invented, everything that he made, he stole it and claiming it to be his. Go look at them black inventions, man. I told you when I was working at school as a teacher, I went in that library and seen a book so thick, and that mug was all black inventions. I was like, my goodness. And I was going through, and I was like, man, we created everything. But that history, they do not tell you. That history, I don't even think that book was even in the right place. I went to the corner of the library on the bottom shelf, and that's where it was. Now I'm like, I just picked it up because I glanced at the little bitty title on there. It was in a binder. It wasn't even in a book. It was in a binder. And they hid that binder at the bottom of the corner of the library. But I found it, and I'm looking through it, man. We invented I'm telling y'all, pretty much anything that you seeing, what it is, we had worked as scientists up under them. In fact, I could tell you one story about Glidden Paint. They had a scientist. He was a black man. He was working as he was doing formulas for the paint. He came up with that, what you call now semi-gloss and the gloss paints, and putting them in there. He the one came up with that. But the guy wanted to do extra work and go into what he was field of, what he was doing. What he was going to do was he easier way to make cortisone. And so the Glidden had him under contract that would not, and Glidden Paint would not allow this man to go and do his own scientific experiments that he had and create medicines and things, because they had him under contract and they didn't want to let him go because of the things that he was doing for them. So when he finally got off the contract, he had bought some land in Mexico, and he was able to make cortisone and a lot of other medicines using sweet potatoes. And when he was developing those medicines and began doing it, guess what? The American government came over and went talk to the Mexican government and wouldn't allow that man to even operate his laboratory and his warehouses in Mexico. And it went in and took everything that man had and all his experiments and everything that he had. This is a history of things they don't tell you about. That's why y'all, and the greatest thing, y'all got Google and all this stuff on the fingertips of your hand. Y'all got all kind of documentaries. Watch those, man. Quit watching everything. Y'all watch everything gangster. Listen to all the gangster music, all the sex movies, all the sex, but you won't go look at no history or nothing. And sometimes that's one thing about this red dragon. He got pride on him. And his pride won't allow him to secretly hide some of the stuff. Sometimes he like to just hide it in pure sight. So it's right there in your face, and he won't show it to you. I mean, he won't show it to you and tell you this is what I'm doing. But a lot of times you don't have to look way over there or look way. Sometimes just look 5 feet in front of your face, and he'll show it to you right in your face because of his pride. He has to show you that he's running things, but he ain't showing you how he's running things. Do y'all get it and understand that? Hopefully. Let's go to Genesis chapter 4 now. 12, chapter 4. Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. And let's go. It says, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Let's first go and clear that up. The third part of the. Let's go and get the third part. That third part. Let's go to also Revelations chapter 9, verse 10. And it reads, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. What do y'all think those tails are? You got to understand this John on the island of Patmos. Now, when he's having his vision, the things he see, he can't look. They never seen these things yet. So he has to describe these things the best he can. And he's talking about he's describing it as a scorpion with a tail. And it stings. You got missiles with a head and the tail of a missile. These are bombs. These are planes, jets that drop bombs. These are bombs. This is what he's trying to describe to us. He's trying to tell us what's going on. He's trying to show us with illustration because he can only describe what he'd never seen before or the best that he can describe it. You got to look at some of these things. That's why they got it in those descriptions. Because when they showing it to him at that time, like right now, if I came and gave you a vision of things in the future, but something you've never seen before, you can only describe it the best you can. You might have to use, well, it's like it looked kind of like it's like a scorpion with a tail on it. And it's got a heavy bite. Because they say when it bites, it's just seeing fire goes up, stuff like that. So he has to describe these things as best as he can, the way he see it, not according to what they have, and not because they didn't have these things at that time. And I hope y'all get that. And let's 13, where we at? Revelation 9 and 10. And let's go to 19. We just read 10. Let's go to 19. Jump to 19. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails are like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. These are planes and missiles, man, that he's describing. He's trying to tell you, well, it's kind of like a serpent. You know the head of a serpent, just like the head of a missile, that front part that you see. And what's so bad about it, even when you look at some of those planes and some of those missiles, the military draws those mouths on the front of them that look like they're ready to bite you. And vision, that's probably one of them seen. They was biting. They coming down. When they hit, they biting. And he says, and and with them, they do hurt. He can't even describe the pain. He just knows, boom, that scorpion killed a whole lot of people. And let's go to Revelation 8 and 7. It gets a little more. And now the first angel, this verse is Revelation chapter 8, verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up. Now, we had a third. Remember, we already had 1/3 that were destroyed with one trumpet. And in another trumpet, we have another third destroyed in a trumpet with the trumpet. Go to verse 12 in chapter 8. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, which are the 12 tribes, so as the third part of them that was darkened. And the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night was likewise. Now we have 1/3 that's destroyed in that first wave, and another third. Anybody I know, y'all can tell me what that is, if you got any kind of experience or knowledge of this Bible. Well, let's go. We'll go, and everybody, let's get it down. If you don't got it, write it down. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. We use this on the streets a lot. Yeah, I see it a lot of times, and that's the 2/3 club. Man, be careful when y'all calling out the 2/3 club, because you might be a part of that 2/3 club. So, man, if anything, pray for the people, man. Pray for as many people as you can, because, man, don't get to be brag. I don't want to be over here boasting and bragging. Hey, I'm going. Man, what I'm going to do is put in this work. And the judgment going to be on the Most High. And hopefully on that day come that, hey, I want to be in that number. But we got to put in the work, and we got to, but don't get to the high and mighty to where you got to look down. The 2/3 club, well, that might be the day you go clubbing. You'll be up in that club. 13:8, Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein. Remember, we had one that went in one trumpet, and another third that went in another trumpet. So that's what? 2/3. 2/3 of our people. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. There's 1/3 that will not cease to die through these trials. Pray that you that people, but don't pray against the ones that you thinking are going to be the 2/3. Don't go and try to put them there. Because, hey, man, you want to jump up in there. You want to be first. What do you say? The first should be last, and the last should be first. So I'm going to hang my butt back here and humble myself and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and not have a tongue of taking down my brother, because of what he said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So even if those people that you don't like, or the people that you think, it's the 2/3 club, they ain't going to get it, well, pray for them, or you speak it on them. You got life in your tongue. Speak that they'll get it, instead of hoping that they're going to be the 2/3 club because you don't like them. Because it's going to be a great embarrassment when he calling out their name to come on this side and telling you stay over there. Depart from me, you work of iniquity, because I never knew you. And you're going to be the one talking about, but hold on. I was doing this. I did this. But you didn't tell everybody you were doing this too. And that, and that, and that too. That's not of God. But you thinking he wasn't doing nothing. But one thing he probably have did in that last couple of hours or last day, he probably heard some Israelites teaching on the street. Went back home, repented, and then started doing the commandments. Then that time came. You thinking, hey, he ain't gonna make it. Yeah, it might be you. So I can say, hey, humble yourself, man. Pray for our people, man. Pray for our people. We as the sand of a sea. So a third of the sand of the sea, that's a lot of people that can make it to the kingdom. That's a whole lot more that ain't gonna make it though. But you got to remember, he said Israel should be counted as the sand of the sea, meaning we are a lot. We are a lot. But that means also it's a lot gonna make it, and it's a whole lot that ain't gonna make it. That's why he said the mixed multitude from all nations that's gathered together. That's a lot of people. Can't think about just this little old America. It's a whole world out here. All right, and that's all we need on that. Now we can go back to Revelation. And well, like I said, we'll go to 4 again. And this tale drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast him to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered. Man, he's waiting. And we've been through that before. We've been through that before. We've been through that in what? In Egypt? Remember the firstborn? But yeah, let's get that. Matthew 2:16. Let's pull it up on this phone. Matthew 2:16. And it reads, then Herod, when he saw that he was wise man, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise man. Now here he is. He's right over there. Not only is he just at this one woman, he's at every Israel doorstep. How old baby? I hate to kill him. How old that baby? He's 6 months. Kill him. That's what he's doing. He's over there, and that's exactly what it's talking about in Revelations. What do you think they doing that now? Where's Planned Parenthood? He think he's confused. He don't understand the Bible. So guess what he's doing? He's trying to kill these children. He's killing all these kings that's supposed to be born. That you women blaming on. I was raped. No, you wouldn't. You only got 1.5% of rape and incest. And that's the excuse y'all use. I'm going to the extreme. No, either keep your legs closed or have that baby. You done killed your king. You done killed your protector. You done killed the person that was going to get you out the hood. You done killed them. Quit using these excuses. Either shut your legs or have your baby. Shut your legs or have your baby. One or the other, man. Can't keep making up excuses. You Negroes quit giving them money because you done went and did what you did. You quit paying for these guys doing abortions because you don't want to go on child support. Well, you need to zip it up or have a baby. Zip it up or have a baby. And stay with your baby when you do have one. So what's wrong with y'all? Y'all women shouldn't even allow these Negroes to come into y'all if they ain't finna marry y'all. Y'all doing it backwards. Get married first, then have the baby. Don't have the baby, then get married or looking to get married because these Negroes ain't trying to get married anyway. They just trying to hit and gone. Off to the next one. The people out here now, they trying their best to get a disease now. They trying their best to get a disease. Now, we had that, what is that? The J, the I, the M, the Y, the J, the I, the N is Jimmy. Now, shoot, man, the T, the A, the K, the E, the O, the F, let's take it off. That's what they got going on now. Either, like I said, zip it up or have the baby. And let's go back. Well, where we at? Got me all thrown off. That's 16. Okay, and then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and all the coast thereof, for 2 years old and under, according to the time which he that diligently inquired of the wise men. So he was killing the children. Let's go back to Revelation 12, verse 5. And it reads, and she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations, not some of them, all nations. This man-child. Man, imagine if Mary had an abortion. Boy, we'd be sitting up here with nothing. We wouldn't even know. Our God wouldn't even be on our side no more. So you think he on your side right now when you killing your children? Nope. When you paying for them abortions so you don't want to go on child support, you don't want to take over a child? Nope. He ain't pleased with you. And you can, all that stuff you could tell everybody else and they run around and listen to it. Well, what about rape cases? You didn't get raped. Remember, that's the time when you set the wine out, you and your boy, y'all ran back to the house to do it. You didn't get raped. It wasn't an incest, that real brother. That was that Negro down the street that you've been lusting for the last 2 years. Or you seen that other girl with him, man, you want to get some. That was that one. So don't even use these excuses. If you ain't going to, like I said, shut your legs and have the baby. Or have the baby. Zip it up or have the baby. Quit aborting these children, man. And yes, they are children. I don't care what these white scientists say. They say that so you can keep aborting them. Because the Bible says he knew you before you was even born, before you was even in the womb. So that baby had an identity before it was even in the womb. So I don't care what the scientists say. Y'all listen to the scientists and hoping that they give you something so you can have an excuse. Well, I didn't say it. The white man said it in you, but you weren't living by it. Revelation chapter 12, verse 5. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. And like I said, don't abort that baby. Let's go to Matthew 1 and 21. I'm just going to go use my phone. Matthew 1 and 21. And it reads, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh, which y'all call Jesus. Hey, we're not going to even go on that. If you want that, hey, you call him that, that's it. Christ, Yahweh, Yeshua. That's not the argument, but we know who it is, the King of Israel. For he shall save his people from their sins. His people. This is what King Herod was waiting on. This is what America is sitting there killing the people for. They thinking he coming out of the womb again. No, he coming the way he left. That's why they got stations on top of Mount Hermon where they claim that the angels come through. They are in the North Pole, in the Antarctica. They got stations waiting on this coming. That's why they try to hide UFO sightings all this time. No, that ain't this, that ain't that. They telling people what you don't see. No, that ain't, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see it. That's what they doing. They sitting over there trying to kill this bird. They don't want this to happen because they know their time is very short. That's why the war is picked up against us. Only thing is now The Israelites that going out to these streets, putting in this work, they done picked up the war. IUIC done picked up the war. Sakari done picked up the war. HOI done picked up the war. WFI done picked up the war. They in the war. They warned. If I didn't name you, you out there putting in that work, I know you picked up that we in the war, and you out there putting in your work. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shah. Thank you guys for that. Because some of us know we at war. Some of us standing up and fighting. We're not sitting down anymore. That's what they want you to do. They want you to be lazy. Why you think they giving you big screen TV? Boy, when that long ago, boy, I remember that little old bitty one, that the little tube TV, that was good enough for us. Now, so I remember I used to always say, boy, I can't wait, boy, I'm gonna get me a 55-inch, a 50-inch first. Oh, I'm gonna get that 50-inch. Now they got 55, 65, 75, 85, and you can get the dang on a projector and go 120 if you want to keep you occupied from doing God's work. Or rather, they want to keep you in a TV than to keep you in this book. But if you got a TV that big, you might as well use it wisely, hook it up to your internet and listen to and pull up some scriptures on there. And you can't say you couldn't see them then. Let's go where we at Revelations and where we at 6. Now let's go to Galatians 4:26. Let me get a little more proof out of this first one right here. Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. I think everybody knows that one. That's not what okay, I can't go and use it. But Jerusalem is above is free, which is the mother of us all. Because Jerusalem, which is Israel, that's the mother. That's who's going to birth Christ. That's who's going to birth Christ. Let's go to Hebrews 7:14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, out of the tribe of Moses, spake nothing concerning priesthood, meaning Yahweh Shai sprang out of here. When he's talking about sprang, that baby sprang, it sprang out of Israel, which is what it's talking about at the beginning. This same woman is Israel, with the knowledge and understanding that the Most High God gave to them, with a crown with the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what that's talking about. And it's talking about this birth that this woman had. It sprang out of Israel, out of the nation of Israel, the people of Israel. Attacks coming on them. These are the people. You are the people. You are that person. You are that person that birthed Christ. It came out of your bloodline, out of your seed. Let's go to Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession, for thy possession, for thy possession. This is what he's coming back for. See, that's what we got to be doing. That's like I said, like when a woman, boy, she go through all of that trouble, all of those pains. But when that baby is born, man, give me my child. You appreciate the child. So you're going through these things, so you appreciate when the return of your Yahweh Shai coming back, because the reward that your children give you, when you have a child, they give you those rewards. You see them doing good. You see them learning everything that you're teaching. They take it in. You're getting good rewards. And that's the same thing we're doing. A child has been born unto us. And even though we went through all of this pain, the rewards for the child being born, we're going to receive. I hope y'all get that. I hope y'all get that. 8 through 9. Let's go. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Remember, that's what he's going to tell us. He told him he's going to rule this earth with a rod of iron. So a lot of people, they don't even understand that. They think everything's going to be peaceful. You got to understand, when the Edomites go into captivity, they not going to want to. I can't just say the Edomites, the Chinese, the Japanese, they not going to want the Africans. They not going to want to be in slavery under us, even though everything will be peaceful. But you gonna have, they got wicked people. Period. You're gonna have to. Hey, it's gonna take a rod of iron to get some of them in line. It's gonna take a rod of iron to put some of them in line. Because you're gonna have some Edomites that's not gonna be pleased at all, even though the whole earth shall be at peace when we're back in power. You're gonna have some of them that I liked it when we was doing all that destruction. I ain't picking no cotton. We ain't gonna use a whip. Pop them across the head with that big old iron bar. Bam! Bet you will pick that cotton. And let's go to verse 6 back in Revelations. Let's go to verse 6 back in Revelations. Chapter 12, verse 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. That's 1,260 days. When God said every day is like 1,000 years. But like I said, if you take 30, which is the number of days in a month, not 31 and all these other things, 30 times 12, that's 360. That lets you know that's a whole full circle. So when you take the 30 days, and you divide it by 1,260, you get 350. That's 350 years. That's 350 years. And the woman fled into the wilderness. And then when I did some other studies, when you do 16, when you do 16, when you did 1619, and you minus 1619 from let's see, what was that? And you add 350 to 1619 was 1969. 1969 is when the Israelites had started standing up. You had some of them stayed in America. Then I also looked up and found out that was the year they was going over to Dimona, Israel. That's 350 years. And like I said, this book don't lie. You just got to know where to line these things up and line them up. And hey, the math is what it is. The Most High is trying to show you something. Well, we love to fight against him. No, we try to find a way out of it. No, 350 years, it's a significant number. He was letting us know. Because one date we do know, we never get around 1619, 1619, 1619, 1619, 1492. So it's 1619, it's 350 years. And like I said, look it up. The first Israelite song came out. It was published. It was written in 1968. It came out in 1969. I forgot the guy's name. I can't go on there. Devin. I forgot his name, but you can look that up. You can go on YouTube and put 1969 Israelite song, and it'll pop up. That was in, and if you look at it, and I just looked at the history of that was in 1968 when he wrote it. It came out in 1969. In 1969, you had Israelites that stood up in America, that some of them stayed here, and you had the other Israelites who went off to Dimona. That was in 1969. The ones you're still hearing about now, that's over in Dimona, that's been getting kicked out and things like that. That was in 1969. 350 years. Same number that's talking about right here in Revelations. Coincidence? I think not. Ain't nothing coincidental. Most High is all promising and do what he say he's gonna do. This word is a living thing, man. These numbers add up. So let's go to, and let me finish, make sure we read that all the way. Yeah, we did. Let's go to Psalms 91 and 4. Psalms chapter 91, verse 4. I'm sorry to some of y'all who can't get this. I'm gonna try to make sure I get a better quality. This is the first time I use this computer to even do any kind of YouTube streaming on. I was hoping I can get it just to make sure to get on there. But otherwise, next week I'll make sure I use my telephone. If not, I have a new computer. But right now I'm up to date, faster computer. It's got an Intel. So should have been a little more speed on it. But at the same time, let's go to Psalms 91:4. He shall cover thee with feathers, and under his wings shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. Because that's in verse 6, where it says, if we go back to Revelation chapter 12, verse 6, and the woman fled into the wilderness where she had a place and prepared of God, and they should feed her there 1,203 days. We couldn't, as bad as than everything they did, if it was up to the Edomites right now, we wouldn't be alive. They would have wiped us off the planet. The only thing that's been keeping us alive is the Most High. Once they used us, they could have wiped us off the planet. Most High put in their head, oh, you need them to do this. Guess what? They kept us. Because we're dealing with a nasty people, man. This is the racist of the racists. And we can't talk about them what they call forefather presidents. All them had slaves too. It's just that someone was looking at it as a suit. I just keep them in slavery. The other one like, man, we can make more money off of them. We let them out. That way the world can't come at us like we want to try to take over this world. We can't do it. We have slavery because they're going to be bringing that back on us. But what we can do is take the chain off of them and still be having them in slavery. That's what they was trying to explain to the Southern people. But you know, the Southern people was pretty more dumber than some of the Northern people. They didn't get it till after a while. They were like, oh, you gonna take my slave? And the Northern was like, look, they're gonna be slaves. We just gotta do it in a different way. And we can all get paid. South was like, no, we keep them slaves. We keep all the money. No, they were like, man, listen to me. They're going to be your slaves. We're going to take off the chains and we're going to institutionalize a slavery system into this country's foundation. And that's what's going on. Institutionalized into this country's foundation. That's what they was fighting over. They wasn't fighting to let you free because you're not free. If you at a house and you tell your dog, I'm going to let you go run free, and you open the back door and he goes out there and there's a fence around it, you're not free. You're just running around in the backyard. That's it. I love using that analogy because it's simple and plain. You're not free in America, please. I'm telling you. Get up and go get on a plane and run your butt across to another country. See, won't they bring you back? If they let you go. If they let you go. And that's what it was talking about in Psalm 91:4. It says, what we're going to do, we're going to be under the wing of the Most High God, which is stopping them from coming and attacking us and killing us off. They try their best to kill us off. That's what all the Planned Parenthood, that's what all that stuff for. They trying to kill us off bad, killing us in the streets. It don't matter. We didn't have nothing to do with Vietnam War. They were sending Negroes left and right. We had to laugh. We ain't got nothing to say about it. We had Negroes standing up trying to be proud, thinking, yeah, boy, if I go fight this war for them, I'm going to be like them. So you came back and got spat on. The majority of y'all I'll be seeing under them bridges out there in them streets at that train station right there now. A lot of them homeless vets, man, that fought in the Vietnam War, that fought in the wars of America, and America ain't gave nothing. Let's go back to Revelations. But we're going to go to 11:3. 11:3. The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 3. And I will give power unto the two witnesses. Those two witnesses, when everybody keep talking about these two witnesses, that's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. That's another day we can do in that and show you those things. Those are the two witnesses. And they shall prophesy 1,203 score. That's 1,200. A score is 20. So if you got three of them, that's 60. Days clothed in sackcloth, meaning we mourning, because when you mourn, you put on a sackcloth. So we've been mourning for these 350 years. Now we're standing up on our feet. Now we got the hope, because now we know who we are. We are the children of Israel. Therefore, we've been justified by faith. We have peace with our Lord and Savior, Yahushua. And so now we got that faith that everything in this Bible, when we find out who it is, and we're like, oh man, we got faith in all of these words that they're going to come to pass and they're going to happen. Unless you're wicked, you ain't going to want this stuff to happen. But see, when you for real in Israel and want to do these things and do everything to please the Most High God, you want everything in this Bible to happen. It's going to happen whether you like it or not, but you want it to happen. That's what we want to do. Verse 4. There are two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And if any man would hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth. And if the way they hear, they done been hurting us. So that's why you see that fire on the corners on the Sabbath day. When the Israelites out there, man, you watch a video, boy, and like I was watching Naquan, but and it's fire coming out of his mouth. Spiritual fire, just heating that harbor up. I'm surprised they got planks on that dang on harbor now. He gonna mess around, that dang on a slave ship gonna mess around and catch on fire. That's fire coming out of his mouth. Pre-Sabbath, be on them corners, fire. IUIC, fire. Sakari, fire. What is that? ISUPK, fire. GMS, fire. Fire coming out of these people's mouth, man, when they speak. Y'all got to look at what's going on spiritually. When you're watching the video, look at what's going on spiritually. Cutting them. The sword is out and the sword is ablaze and you can just see them cut. They come with all kind of doctrines. I'm on them streets and that you just hear the different things that they come up with trying to disprove the Bible. And simply all they do is go in the Bible and read it, and that fire coming right off their tongue. Hiya, hiya. You think they was dragons on them corners. Talking about a Game of Thrones, boy. That's the Game of Thrones right there. That fire has been spit on them corners every Sabbath. I love it. And it's going to continue to grow. And the people that's not in the truth, that's a little lacking in the truth, y'all better get up in this thing. Some of you going to be just like hoping you got fire coming out, but you ain't doing all this, doing these commandments. You ain't doing nothing but spit and spit. Spit. There ain't no fire coming out yours. I remember when, I remember the old Godzilla movie when his little baby was born. Her little baby was born, and she was seeing mama spit that fire, and all she could do was a smoke ring. And all that little ring come out. Y'all better get y'all doing a mouthpiece ready to spit that fire. Quit spitting smoke rings. And that's what you got to do. You got to get in this truth to start doing these commandments, man, and learning this Bible, man, and get out there and do what the Bible tells you to do and watch the fire come out your mouth. You're talking about your breath is hot. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, I spit fire. If yours cold, man, you ain't talking about nothing. Revelation chapter 4, 11 verse 4. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. Who is that? Northern kingdom and southern kingdom. And the two spirits that's on them, if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth, and they devoured their enemies. Devour. And that's in, man. They can't take it. I gotta go. I bet you do. They can't wait for that train to get by, boy. That must be something about 2 minutes. That 2 minutes be seem like 40 minutes. They be like, man, god dang, please come train. I gotta get on this. I'm getting devoured. So you think we got to go out here and get your gun? Yeah, I got guns, but they just for protection around what's the name. But when I'm out there, the gun has nothing to do with a physical gun. I get threatened every week. I ain't gonna come back and kill us. They ain't gonna do it because guess what? They're getting devoured with that fire, the truth, this Bible. I'm coming back and kill you. We be like, we be right here. We ain't gonna run. We ain't gonna run. Because of the weapon we're using, ain't no weapon for your weapon you got performed against me. It's not, you can't do nothing with that. But this Bible, we can knock down nations and we can build up nations with the word of God. And there it is right here. I'm gonna show you right there in verse 6. These have power to shut the heaven, that it rain not in days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. Because it's the word of God when we be spitting it. Fire. And like I said, it has nothing to do with you. The power that we got when we preaching this truth, prophesying the word of God to these people, we got power to shut stuff down. We can build a nation or we can knock it down. We building the nation of Israel, and guess what? We knocking down all these other nations, all these other doctrines, all these other false prophets, all these other false prophecies. We knocking them down with truth, knowledge, and understanding. Let's go back to Revelation. No, let's go to Revelation 6. No, let's go back to Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. It says, let me read that again. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. The dragon fought and his angels fought against Michael and his angels. They fought. Let's go to Revelation 16:16. The book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called, in Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. The same fight that goes on when you go out, when you pray, and them angels come and deliver your blessings. You got to go through some things sometimes. He got to go through some demons. And I can promise you, that's why America put these spells. They run using all kind of witchcraft, sorcery, with the things that they're using. They're trying their best to stop your blessings from coming. Every time it's a fight. But there's going to be an ultimate fight. It's going to be an ultimate fight coming. I can promise you that one. Let's go to Mark 24 and 2. Mark chapter 24, verse 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't read my writing. It's at the bottom. Let's go to Joel 3 and 2. Let's go to Joel 3 and 2. Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of the host, Jehoshaphat, which means the valley of decisions. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my lands. They parted our lands, they parted our people. The people is the land, and the land is the people. So they parted the land because we got over there right now, those Ashkenazi Jews and the so-called Jewish people who's over there parting the land with who? The so-called Arabs. Palestine. This my land, this my land. Both of y'all get out. It ain't none of y'all land. They're gonna be like being on Maury Povich. And you are not the father. They're gonna turn to the Palestinians and are not the father. It's them. Gotta have a Maury Povich moment on that one. But and now he said, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part land, and they have cast lots for my people. Yes, cast lots, and they have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. That's what they were just tossing us around. That's how much we was worth wine and hoes. And you know how these nations go. A lot of times they be trying to make it out like they trafficking children and it's all women. No, they trafficking boys. A lot of them want boys, man. Yes, and I'm talking about them African nations. A lot of African nations then deep in the homosexuality. That's why the government's got to come out and make mandates. No, we can't do this. It's got to be done in secrecy in a lot of places, but they love doing it. The Egyptologists, Kemet, that's all they was about. Sex with men. They must want little boys. That's what they were doing right there. Training, they would trade for boys, for harlots. Because who they was trading them to? A man that loved doing boys. They went to the Pope. Oh, let me get that one. His buttocks is tight. And sold a girl for wine. Boy, that's crazy. They sold the boy for harlots and then the girl for wine. That they might drink. Yea, they should have went and drank some seawater. Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyron the Zidon? And all the coast of Palestine. And this is the African nations. That's where we were, wasn't we? Yep. Now, when you read the Babylon 10:2, when we was over there in Babylon, when we were over there, think about it. We were taking over everything over there. We were doing what we do. Come in and do business. Now, all of a sudden, we don't even know how to make a business right now. When we the people that make up business, we're the first CEOs on the planet. And here we are now, act like we handicapped, don't know how to do it. The white man done took all the education. He the problem in education. You can go pick up a book. You can go read. But you want somebody to give it to you. They ain't going to do it. It ain't finna happen. They're not going to give it to us, man. We got to go get it. The kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and the violence take it by force. They took us by force. So everything we do, we got to come back at them with violently. We got to come back at them like, yeah, you can't have a football team go on the field, one going out there violent, they hit you, and the other one's out there skipping around. That other team gonna get towed up. We got to come back violent with them. We don't got to come back violent physically. We come back violent, getting in there, getting this education, getting this knowledge, getting the truth. He said, yea, and what do you have? And yea, what do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? You gonna pay me back for what you took? You gonna pay me back for what you sold? You don't got enough. You ain't got enough. And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense? How you gonna pay? Oh boy. I will return your recompense upon your head. It's coming to y'all. It's coming back on you. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried it into your temples, my goodly and pleasant things. You done took the gold and you done took God's chosen people. Now we're in your temples now, worshiping your false gods. You using our people so our people could try to make your God work. Because you know for a fact, y'all other nations know our God is only God that works for us. The children, God of Israel. He's the only God that works. The rest of y'all gods is just idols. That's like a toy with no batteries. It don't work. He said, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, ye have sold unto the who? The Grecians. That same red dragon. They even sold us. That red dragon to that red dragon. That ye might remove them far from their border. Now we fled to come to y'all land, and now you don't even want us there because y'all couldn't do nothing but running around here in these little bitty tiny drawers and stuff, running around barefooted. We come over there, take up the whole market, taking over lands, had a better economy than y'all in y'all own land. So now all of a sudden, then here the Grecians come. There they are, right there. Right there, y'all pointing us out, stealing us, kidnapping us, bagging us, and selling us to them. The children also of Judah and Israel and of Jerusalem have ye sold to the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. And that's exactly what they did. They was trying their best to get them away from him. Don't even let them connect, because our land connects with us. That's why the Most High sent us to that land. I chose these people for that land. Now y'all need to go over there and get that land because that works together. That land and those people work together. So that's what they were doing. They was taking our power. Man, if I sent you right now, if I send some of y'all all the way over to just right over there over the year without nothing, you wouldn't be able to come back. You wouldn't even know how to do it. Why? Because I'm taking you far from your border. I'm taking you out of your comfortability. I'm taking where you have no help. You have no security. And by the time you get over there, you ain't gonna know who you are. After we whoop it, after they use their rod of iron on us. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them. That's verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your head. Y'all getting the payback. The big payback. Y'all getting the payback. Let's skip and go to verse 12. Drop down to verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened. Let all these other nations be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. It's going down, man. We at war. We at war. We at war. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 12, verse 8. And prevail not. He said, okay. He said, and that, let me start at 7 because that's where it goes now. I don't want to just jump in it like that. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels, and prevail not. That dragon is not going to prevail. The dragon does not prevail. It's the same thing what he did. Remember when Daniel was praying? Then Michael was up there fighting with them demons for 21 days. Like, I could have got to you 21 days. I just had to fight for on the way here, though. I had to whoop them. Took me a minute, but I'm here. What you need done? And prevailed not. Neither was there a place, because that's what's going to happen when they go to this valley. When they setting up, that's why you think the Euphrates drying up. The Euphrates drying up because now, guess what? It's a walk the valley now. They don't have to go around the river anymore. They don't have to look for the low points. The Most High is doing this. And when he dry that Euphrates up, yeah, them armies can come all right there. And then they're gonna be ready to fight each other. Then they're gonna have they're gonna turn and let's fight what's coming out of the sky. That's when you see that movie Independence Day. Well, all armies all of a sudden, let's go fight this, which is not gonna happen. But see, in their movies, they prevail. But in this movie, the one that the Most High wrote, they're not going to prevail. This Bible defies the characters that they make. So they trying to be like God and make everything opposite. He said, and prevail not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Neither was that red dragon place found anymore in heaven. And I know that y'all know what that is. Let's go to Obadiah 1:18. Obadiah 1:18. Some of you love to pull that. I remember they used to get fired up when they get to pull one of them Obadiahs out. And it reads, Obadiah 1:18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. The house of Jacob, which is the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, gonna be fire. And Joseph a flame. So they're gonna be burning. And what are they gonna be burning? In the house of Esau for stubble. That same red dragon. I don't see how I see how they get it. He said he make them blind. He said, and that red dragon I said that red dragon. And that house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining in the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken. I didn't speak it. The Bible speak it. That same red dragon that we were talking about in Revelations, that's not going to be around. Then we go to Obadiah, and it's telling you they're not going to be around anymore. But apparently, y'all just cannot add 1 + 1 is 2. Y'all argue. Well, I feel like 1 + 1 could be 7 if you really want to do the math like this. No, I want to do it the right way. This is the same red dragon, the same people that he's saying is not going to exist anymore. The same thing he's saying in Obadiah 1:18. He's saying it again in Revelation. And that's what Revelation do, is summon it all up. And that's what this whole thing we're going over. The things that happened then, the things that's happened in the past, the things that happened in the present, and the things that's happening in the future. That's all we're doing. That's all Revelation does. That's all this Bible does. They give you the past, present, and the future. Continually. But you got to be doing the law, statutes, and commandments and looking and understanding that the knowledge comes in this book. The knowledge and wisdom comes when you do the law, statutes, and commandments. Not have excuses about it. How people make up all kinds of excuses. Because they got on the internet and somebody said, well, you can't wear fringes like that, so they leave them alone. I don't wear them at work. I wear them at work. I wear them all the time. I don't leave the house without them. Because it's just normal to me now. And if you kind of constantly do it, it'll be normal to you too. You won't even think about it. I got brand new shirts sitting in that closet. They don't mean nothing to me until the fringes on them. To me, it ain't even a shirt right now. It's like worthless. They worthless until I put them fringes on there. Now it's a shirt. Now it's something I can wear. To me, they're just like having one sock. So they ain't apparent until I get the other sock. I don't wear them until I get the other mate that goes with the other sock. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to verse 9. Let's go back to 12, Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And it reads, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Who is say that great dragon? That same red dragon we've been talking about. The spirit of Satan, Satan. And guess what? It's in who? That red dragon. Esau. I ain't got to go on about it. I'm going to let y'all, I can bash them all day, but they ain't going to do nothing but come at me, want to strike us. But I'm going to let y'all know. This Esau, that same red dragon. We went and proved that earlier. He red as all outdoors. I don't even see how y'all can say they red. Like I told you, if it was a white man coming down the street right now and he looked like this paper, even the so-called red man himself, the so-called white man himself, he's going to take his camera out and film it because he hadn't seen one like that. That's another lesson. You can teach that too. Well, we got all kind of lessons come out these classes. Well, how they changed that to be white. They gave them that. And that's white supremacy. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That's what he did. Didn't he deceive the whole world? Didn't he tell you that Yahweh Shah was what? White supremacy? That saying, if according to him, that they Messiah is that same red dragon. We're not dealing with, they wise in when it comes to killing people and stealing and robbing and destroying people and tricking people. But they also do some stupid stuff. They're not smart with it. All you got to do is open your eyes and you'll see. All you got to do is read the Bible. And the Bible will show you every tactic that they got to come at you with and how they coming. You follow the commandments, you get an understanding of it. So now you understand how they coming and how they gonna deal with you. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 15. Because it had read at the end of that, a great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now, when we go to 13 and 15, it says, Isaiah 13 and 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword, because he's getting cast out. So if you want to trust in him, if you want to trust in white supremacy, if you want to claim you're a Democrat and you're a Republican and you don't claim you're Israelite and you still out there voting and you still out there eating pork and you still not wearing fringes and you still worshiping this white demon that they got calling the Messiah, is you still doing that, you're gonna be thrust through too. Because I've noticed now we got Israelites now, when they come in, they still got Christianity on them. They didn't come in as a child. They didn't humble themselves. You got to go back and get rid of all the stuff that you thought you knew, throw it out the window, come back, be retaught. Now your eyes can open. But you will fight yourself because you still believe in the stuff that goes against the Bible and you don't want to let it go. Even when somebody give you the scripture, you still believe what you thought and how you grew up, because some of us got so much pride that we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to be held accountable and say, man, I'm wrong. And I do not respect the man who can go out there and make a mistake and come back and say, man, I was wrong about that. If you can't do that, stay your butt away from me. I don't want you around me, because I know you ain't no good. If you don't hold accountability for yourself, you no good. If you got an excuse every time you do something wrong, you ain't no good. And I'm getting better because I was, boy, I could have came with some words that I shouldn't have been coming with. But you know what I mean. And it's read verse 16, Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Yes, that means rape. Don't mean the children of Israel are going to do it, but there's other nations going to do that same thing. Yes. Esau, yes. Mutombo, yeah, he going to take your wife. And not because she won't. I'm telling you, this is what the Bible says. I didn't say it. That's what it says. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. They ain't going to see America. You're not going to be able to pay your way out of this. We'll give you all of this. We'll give you all of that. They don't want it. They just want you gone. They ain't going to want that money. All of a sudden, y'all going to have reparation money, huh? Ain't enough money to get the Negroes right now, my God dang it. When they start coming against you, you're going to take what you, here, we'll give you trillions of dollars, all the gold. Yeah, all the gold that you stole from us. Don't try to give it to them. They're going to be like, we don't want it. I want a piece of that. That's what they're going to be like. And as for gold, they should not delight in it. They don't want it. I don't want no gold. I don't want the silver. I want a piece of that. That's what we want. That's what the Me's going to have. That's what they saying. They going to get it. They going to get it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. They ain't going to give a dang about your children. And if y'all want to be joined with them, this, what I'm telling you, it's the same thing going to happen to your family too. Go ahead and be claimed. Go ahead and be everything. Keep following after them. Go ahead and be, Johnny cool. Okay, go ahead. You and Johnny going to get what I'm reading. The bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. That means your children. You talking about aborting children in, they ain't got to worry about aborting them now. They're going to kick you in the stomach. Oh, you're going to have miscarriages because they're going to make sure them babies ain't born. They're going to kill the woman and the child in the baby, in the womb. The eye should not spare children. My baby. Don't matter. They smash them and throwing them against up against the wall. Now, like my dad said, this is a Texas word. They chunking them. They're going to chunk your baby somewhere. Anywhere. Wherever rock is, they chunking your baby there. They ain't having pity on them. They not having pity. And if you want to be joined with them, what I just read is going to be happening to your family too. It says you also shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them. Everyone that's joined unto them. You also. You Democrats. You Republicans. You Masons. Yes, I said Masons. Yes, I did. I don't care if you're a black Mason or a white Mason. Don't matter. It came from the white man. Y'all always want to. Did y'all know how the black Masons started? Because they wouldn't let him into the white group, so they decided to get a charter. They tried to be a black one. They wouldn't allow him in America. They got a charter from Great Britain. And now you have black Masons, which they don't even care about you. They don't even give a dang about you. You're not invited to England. Man, where are we at? Let's go back to Revelations chapter 10, 12 and 10. I'm sorry, Salaki. Revelation chapter 12, verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now must come salvation and the strength and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ, and for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. You think they ain't throwing light on you? The only reason they out there in the corners is because you're putting a hedge of protection around it. Stuff finna come down. Stuff finna go down. Go to Revelation 11 and 15. 11 and 15. And the seven angels sounded I hope y'all there. Revelation chapter 11, verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our lords. Because he's coming back, he ain't taking these kingdoms. He ain't asking for them. He's not going to plead with you. He's taking them. And of his Christ. And he shall reign forever and ever. That's what he's going to do. So be it. Let's go to Job chapter 1, verse 9. Let's go to Job chapter 1, verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, did Job fear God for naught? No, he don't fear you. Only reason he fear you because you done gave him everything. Same thing, that man, Satan doing the same thing with you. The only reason they out in them corners is because you done let him get a house and do all that stuff. I bet you he don't broke. I bet you if you had taken money away from him, I bet you won't be out in that corner. Then he take that money away from you, still out in that corner. Now you out on the corner harder because you're going through. That's what a real man do. That's what Job's like, man, squash it. I'm sticking with my guy. The Job fear God for naught? Has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he had on every side? Thou hast blessed thee the work of his hand and his substance. Look, he mad because you done blessed him for working. He mad. He mad now because you got the birthright. You got the blessing. You get the kingdom. You get the promises. You get the glory. He mad. So he got to accuse you all the time. That's why you got a lot of stuff coming at you because he up there, he trying to make deals. Well, just let me do this. And most I say, I trust my son. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. So you're going to go through some stuff. And not to bring you down because God is trusting you and he knows that you built up and you can withstand those. He made a way of escape if you get in trouble. He knows. He knows this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Watch what happened. And that's what he's doing. He accusing you all the time. He's looking to go to the Most High and trying to find an excuse to come down and apply pressure on you, apply hurt, apply pain. But he can't get that permission. So what he does is accuse you to the Most High. And Most High got more trust in us than we be having in our own selves. And it's in us to do the things that he had put in us. He put himself in us. So that's why he's saying, go ahead, try him. Try him. And he goes, well, see, the only reason it didn't work the last time, but this time, if you allow me to do this, then I bet you he let you go this time. And the Most High stood up there and be like, he know everything the enemy trying to come with. So he's going to tell him, go ahead, try him again. Try him again. It's another season. Don't kill him. Try him. They the accuser. He's the accuser. But put forth thine hand now. and touch all that he had, and he would curse thee to thy face. See, he trying to edge the Most High. But see, the Most High knows what he put in you. He knows what he put in you. He think he getting over. He trying to trick. See, take all that from him. I bet you he won't. I bet you he won't bless you. I bet you he won't worship you. Take all of it from him then. Most I'm like, I know what I put in him. Go ahead, knock yourself out. All right. And then you better believe Satan, when he get that permission, he coming hard. He coming hard. He ain't coming soft. Believe me, he coming right where you need it. Right where he said, oh yeah, I know he weak right there. I'm going straight there. And that's how he's coming. That's how he's coming. Verse 11. And 2. And it reads, should not the multitude of words be answered? And should a man full of talk be justified? Should thy lies make men hold their peace? See, it says, should not a multitude of words be answered? See, that's what he'd come with. He come with a whole lot of words. He come with a whole lot of accusations towards you. He said, should a man full of talk be justified? No, he gonna run his mouth about you, but he ain't gonna be justified for it. And you shouldn't either. So quit running your mouth about people. Should thy lies make men hold their peace? All his lies ain't gonna make men hold their peace. His lies gonna make us stand up even more. Because the Most High know what's in us. That's why he allowed it to happen. Because he's like, okay, go ahead. They ain't getting even mad. Come back in the next season. He tried us again. And when thou mockest, should no man make thee ashamed? You're gonna be ashamed. That's what he said what we was gonna do. We're gonna have them running in shame. Because everything that they done is gonna be exposed. Everything, man. Can you imagine all the stuff that they done and they've been trying to hide, every little secret, all the documents that we can never get in touch with. And remember all the documents with the black writing over it, that's gonna be gone off. You're gonna know everything that they done, everything, all their sins gonna be exposed. All of them. Let's go to Luke chapter 1, verse 68. We're about to get done. Luke chapter 1, and we should all know that. If you don't, write this down. Highlights, use your highlighters. Don't be scared of marking that Bible. Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up a horn of salvation. That's saved. That's what they all talking about, salvation. But when you show them salvation in the Bible, they don't want to believe it. They want to go back and believe what they learned in Christianity about saved. I'm saved. No, you're not. Not according to the Bible. He shall be saved, meaning that's a future thing, but they don't take it like that. They say they're saved now, but had raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, and he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies. That's salvation. He's been giving salvation since we came out of Egypt. That was salvation. Assyria, that's salvation. Babylon, that was salvation. When we came out of all of these, that was salvation. That we should be safe from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Because all of them hate us. Face it, y'all. They hate us. Even little mean. She can't stand you. She want to be with you because she's a sexual creature. But she can't stand you. She can't stand you. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. Back to 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony. And they love not their lives unto death. They love not their lives unto death. They love not their lives unto death. And some of y'all read that, and I know some of you don't even understand what that's talking about. First, let's go to Romans chapter 16, verse 20. We're going to hit that other part first, and then we'll come to that. And God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. See, he know he only got a short time. That's why he in a hurry to be at war with you. If he can keep on fighting without having you realize that you at war, so he think he winning. He doing damage. Because our people won't even realize we at war. We sitting up there, we too all into his thing that we trying to do everything but what the Most High God is doing. We trying to have fun. We just all our people do. I want to have fun. I want to have fun. I want to have fun. Fun. He said, and the God of peace shall bruise Satan under the feet shortly. The grace of our Lord Yahweh Shai be with you. Amen. It's a short time for him. It's a short time. Let's go to Luke 14 to 26. Luke chapter 14, verse 26. Luke chapter 14, verse 26. And it says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life, he cannot be my disciple. So when we over here looking at 11 and it's telling us, and they love not their lives unto death, meaning everything that you thought that mattered don't matter. That right there, you should be able to say, man, I let all of that go for the Most High. And listen, and it's giving you a list, because these are the things that we literally cherish. These are the things that we literally cherish. And hate not his father. See, some of us can't hate our father. A lot of you in position to hate your father. Some of you hate him anyway. But not because of the Most High. You hate him because Negro wasn't around. And mother. And then you know how your mama been. So look, a lot of us can't, even as bad as mama be, but we never say, I hate mama. But you got to be able to, when it comes to God, I love God and I hate my mother if I got to. And wife. I hate her too if I got to. If it comes between my wife and God. I don't care how great we are. And children. A lot of you love the crap out your children. They mean the world to you. But if you can't hate them for the Most High, because some of them ain't going to come in this truth. If you can't hate them, hey, you don't love God. These are things that he really shared you, like he said. And brethren, some of our brothers sticks together just like two fingers. We stick together. Some of us love brothers like no other. But if you can't hate your brother and love God, you don't love God. You don't. You just don't. And sisters. Some of us got them sisters. Some of us born twin. One male, one female. That's my sister. You protect her like anything else. That's my twin. But if you can't hate your twin, if it has to come between you and your God, you don't love God. And his own life. Who? Ooh, we, man. Ooh, we. If you can't hate yourself, yourself, and put God before you are not you cannot be my disciples. Some of y'all can't even say that. I can, and I will. That's how we gotta be, man. Like he said, he a jealous God. He don't want nothing. Your children, your mama, your brother, your daddy, none of them come before him. None of them. That's where your mind got to be. This the mindset. He's developing your mind. That's the renewing of your mind. I'm reading this so your mind can be renewed with the word of God and not with man's philosophies and bullcrap that he's always been teaching. All that dumb stuff. Stuff that's not worth nothing. But right now, these are diamonds. Hey, like I said, this is that good part of that burnt toast. When you scratch that black stuff off that toast, boy, put that jelly on there, it's just like new. It's like it never was burnt. That's why we call this Burnt Toast Tuesday. And let's go back. Revelations. We're going to be finished. I'm going to get through with this. Revelations chapter 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Because heavens mean now that the children of Israel, the ones that's above now. He said, inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. He's coming. He's here. He's doing it. That same red dragon, that Edomite, that Esau, however we want to go with it. And like I said, I know it's brothers that can break this down 100 different ways. I'm just giving you my version of this 12, this verse, Revelation 12. That's it. There's other ways to go. There's other precepts to pull. I'm just giving you some so you can learn and get started on doing your study. So it says, like, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and that ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants, destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down unto you. That means the ones that's in the land of it and the ones that's on the islands, that's in the waters out there. The devil has come down unto you, having great wrath. Because some of y'all think y'all on them islands. I live in a beautiful land. It's all tropical here. Yes, you going through it too. Ask the ones in Puerto Rico. And then when y'all keep turning to the white man, that's why them hurricanes keep tearing your butt up. And then you really see how it is. Because now all of that, they ain't even running around that. They ain't even giving you no toilet paper. And if you keep on doing that, Most High gonna keep on crashing that island. Haiti, keep on doing the voodoo instead of coming back to these laws. He's gonna keep crashing that island. In America, we got them all. Tornadoes, hurricanes, fires, Negroes killing Negroes, white man killing Negroes, police killing Negroes, Chinese killing Negroes, whatever. Everybody just do it to us. It don't matter. So we ain't safe. He said all of it on us, on the earth, on these earth and in the coming on the sea and in the land. He said, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he know it that he had but a short time. If you know you only got a short time to fight this war, you're going to fight it to the fullest. Now, we got to understand he got a short time and he's fighting it to the fullest. We need to stand up and fight to the fullest. But now we dragging it our leg in the mud. Excuse me, I'm going to have to say this because I remember this on Color Purple. Get the molasses out your ass. And get to moving, man. I thought that was crazy when that boy said that, though. I thought that was funny. And when the dragon saw that, where we at? Okay. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman, which brought forth the man-child. And now that's you Israelites. Our nation brought forth that man-child. Our nation did. And the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time and times and half time. That's 350 years. The same thing. And what was we supposed to be doing? Going under the Most High wing. Well, Psalms 91:4. Being comforted under the Most High wings. That's what we're supposed to be. How do you get comforted under the Most High wing? Get in the scriptures and doing what he tell you to do. That's the comfort that you're going to get. That's your protection that you're going to have. And that serpent, and he says, into her place where she is nourished for a time and time and a half times. And from that, and from the face of the serpent, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away. And that's why they flooding you with all this violence, with all these accusations, with all this imprisonment, with all these police killing the black man. That's a flood that he's coming at you with. That is, and it's going to continue how the prices of houses rising to get you out of homes, to get you in the homeless areas where you can't even afford an apartment. Those are floods that's coming on you. But see, the thing about it, how do you fight these things? How do you fight them? How do you fight them? Isaiah 59:19. Let's go there. Isaiah 59:19. I'm almost done, y'all. I know it's a raggedy video, but bear with me. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, see, he gives us specific what's going to happen. He's going to come in like a flood. He already told us that was going to happen. He said, but then you do what? You're supposed to get under the wing of God. We were talking about that earlier. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So the Most High put up a standard. Now you can't get him. Not with that. That's like a wall to block that wave. And then he comes in like a flood. The standard goes up. The wall goes higher. Can't touch it. Do we like MC Hammer? Can't touch this. But not with pride. With obedience to doing what God say do. Because what MC Hammer was doing was definitely with pride. He said in the earth, and let's go back, 12, verse 16. And the earth helped the woman. Because guess what the earth does? It bring forth food for us. See, a lot of times you ain't got to go to the grocery store. Build your garden. Make your own food. The earth will help you. You can take your own water when it rains water. You got to hide it because they got laws against that. But the earth does these things for us. And the earth helped the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood. Dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, mad than a mud. Why can't we kill him? We keep doing everything that we done put them through slavery. We done murdered them on the way over here. We killed them when they got here. Then when we let them out, we sat up there and we gave them Jim Crow laws. We had them civil rights before that. Now they got laws, even though they got all of that stuff on the books, they still doing the same thing that they said that they wasn't going to be doing. And we still can't get rid of them. We done put Planned Parenthoods in their neighborhood. These Negroes just won't die. They just won't die. So they mad. And they made war with us. They try to break us for so many years. But they cannot do it. You'll get mad, man. I remember the first boxing match I ever had. I fought this. I was a skinny little kid, but I was tall. But I fought a dude. He was chubby, little short, chubby dude. And I'm thinking, man, I'm taller. The dude got out there, and the guy didn't even much punch back at me. He just had his hands up. So I punched a couple of times, and he just boom, getting hit in the head, going around the circle, boom, boom. Man, I started trying to wail on the dude, but I realized this dude ain't gonna punch me back. Boy, I got so frustrated in that match because I couldn't knock him out. I couldn't knock him down. He just taking every punch, boom, boom. I'm knocking, nose bleeding, eye swollen, boom. He's still just walking around. I'm pissed. Because I can't do nothing. That's what the devil is. So then that's what he do. Like I did. I'm gonna start throwing harder punches. I'm gonna start throwing roundhouse. I really wanted to kick the dude in the face since I couldn't knock him down. I thought, yeah, I got a knockout on my first fight. No, that dude stayed up all 3 rounds. All 3 rounds. Boy, he got beat up, but he stayed up. Just like us. We getting beat up, but we stand up. He said, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keepeth the commandments, So that's the Jacob's trouble that's going to be coming. They're going to be coming after us, the ones that keep the commandments. So they got the other ones already, the ones that ain't keeping the commandments. All they got to do is keep feeding them their propaganda. They've been falling for it. They're going to continue to fall for it. But they're going to make war with us, the remnant of the seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh. And I'm going to leave y'all with this last verse. Let's go to St. John chapter 10, verse 10. And this will be the last one. Sorry for the video again. I will have to use a new phone or I'll get a new computer. I got a phone I did last week, which was better. I didn't know the computer was going to be this slow. But I'm sorry. Hope y'all got what y'all need to get out of here. Hopefully maybe you hear the stuff that you need to hear. St. John chapter 10 from 10 verse 10. The thief cometh not, but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And come that they might have life. He said, and Yahweh shall come so that we may have life and life more abundantly. Now, and let me say that. That's something from the other. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. That's how it reads. And on that note, we're going to say shalom, and I'll see y'all again on Burnt Toast Tuesdays. Make sure y'all scrape that burnt part off and enjoy the toast. Peace.